Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to another Ancient Empires faction overview. Today we are going to be looking at the Akaian League. I know a lot of people have been asking about the Greek city-states and things of that nature, and especially with Sparta being out of the group, because it wasn't necessarily a big power. Now, that being said, one of the devs, Batilius, he did say there is the potential in future updates, way in the future, to add some more factions in, and Sparta might be one of them. But again, their main reason for kicking Sparta out is it wasn't a huge player at the time. Rather, the Akaian League was definitely more of a prominent power. Now, the Akaian League has a very low cost. It's a low-cost faction. It's one thing I've noticed. So we're going to dive right on in, and we're really going to check out these guys. If I'm pausing a lot, or if I sound nasally, I am a little bit under the weather still. So just bear with me. I just really want to get these guys out to you because the campaign launches, actually the whole mod officially launches, hopefully, fingers crossed, in a week. So let's get right down to it. Start off with, we have Akaian picked Thoriophori. These guys have an ammunition of 3, which means they have a pretty good ranged attack. They're going to have that Pelum. The ranged offense is 11, so that's really good. Missile range of 70, which is pretty standard for skirmishers. Charge value of 4, melee offense of 9, a melee defense of 16, which is really good. Pretty decent armor at 8, and a morale rating of 12. Gonna be a pretty decent unit for only 325. And then we have Akaian picked cavalry. These guys have a charge value of 8, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 10, armor value at 8, and a morale at 13, meaning they're not going to be the absolute best units. And in terms of their stats, I would kind of actually keep this general definitely in the background. With using him as some hammer and anvil situations, I wouldn't really go head on with a lot of troops with this guy. But that's just me. Moving down to Spear Infantry, we have 4 in Thoriophori. These guys are going to have a little bit less ranged attack than the general. Charge value of 4, melee offense of 9, melee defense of 15, armor value at 5, and a morale at 10. Mean they will be pretty decent troops, especially for 244 apiece. We have mercenary Thoriophori, who have the same exact stats. They're just mercenaries. We have Akaian picked Thoriophori, that's what these guys are. Oh, sweet. And there doesn't appear to be a unit cap to them, which is really nice. So again, they're going to be really good at their melee defense, and their ranged offense is also higher. Moving on up, well, in a sense, I don't really know what would be beneficial about this dude, to be completely honest. We have foreign Thoriophori of the late period, and they don't seem to have any good positive stats compared to the Akaian picked Thoriophori, which have no unit cap, so I would actually stick around with those, unless that's a bug, in which case it needs to be fixed, guys. Get on top of it! And then we have mercenary Thoriophori. It's about time we had some Thoriophori instead of Thoriophori. These guys are going to have a melee offense of 8, a melee defense of 13, armor value at 10, and a morale at 10, making them some pretty decent units. Moving down to pike infantry, we have 4 different pike infantry. We have Akaian picked phalangites. Phalangites. I'm going to call them phalangites because that sounds more cooler. Regardless, they are going to be tier 2 heavy pike infantry. Charge value of 1, melee offense of 5, melee defense of 8, armor value at 9, and morale at 9. Make them pretty sticky good units. Moving up a little bit, we have megalopolitan picked bronze shields. Now these guys are going to have some pretty higher morale, higher melee defense, but actually lower armor value. So I would actually probably stick with the Akaian pick, to be honest. Next up, we have Akaian picked peltasts. These guys are going to be significantly better. Charge value of 4, which is really good for a pike unit. Melee offense of 8, melee defense of 10, armor value at 9, and morale at 13 means these guys are not going to rout very easily. And then we have Argive picked phalangites, which actually don't receive any really good buffs compared to the Akaian picked peltasts, which again, I'm wondering why they cost more if they don't have any advantages. But I guess we'll figure that out once we get there. Moving on down to melee infantry, we have foreign Thoriophori. These guys have a charge value of 3, armor offense of 8, melee defense of 13, Armor value at 11 and morale at 10 actually makes them some pretty stinking good melee infantry. While they don't have a great charge, they will have that high melee defense, that high armor, and high morale will be very nice. Next to them, we have Mercenary Thoracitai, which again, same stats, they're just mercenaries. And then we have some Akaian Pick Peltas Light, which are apparently melee, even though it looks like the spears. And they really don't have that. The only good buff that they have is they have an increase in charge value and an increase of morale. Other than that, I would still stick with even the Mercenary or the Foreign Thoracitai. And then last but not least, we have Foreign Thoracitai of the late period, which just gives an increase in melee defense, and that's it. Alright, let's move down to bow infantry. We have citizen archers, which again need to be nerfed a wee bit. Their ranged offense of 8 should not be there, but they are going to work on that before the build gets released, I hope, I think. So an ammunition of 23, their ranged offense should actually be like 3. I think it's like 2 or 3 for these citizen archers, but and then they'll be very, very poor should they get into any contact. Mercenary Cretan archers, we've seen these guys a million times. These are going to be really good mercenary archers. They're going to have a very high melee offense and melee defense, meaning when they get in battle, they will be hard to kill. And then allied Cretan archers, which are the same thing, except for they have a higher morale value, which means they're even more important. Getting down to slingers, we have citizen slingers. These are very average stats for slingers. Ammunition of 30, ranged offense of 2, missile range of 240. They have no charge value whatsoever. They have a melee offense of 3, a melee defense of 9, which always impresses me. Armor value of 5 and a morale of 5. Next up, we have Akaian picked slingers. These guys are going to have double the ranged offense, the max missile range, and their melee offense goes up a little bit. And then last but not least, we have Mercenary Arudian Slingers. Now these guys are very stacked. They have a ranged offense of 5, charge value of 3, and then they will have an increase in morale. They ignore terrain, they can hide and scrum in forest, resistant to fatigue, and they can climb fast. Moving down to the skirmishers, we have Citizen Javelin Men. These guys have an average amount of ammunition. Their ranged offense at 8 is pretty decent. Missile range at 70, melee offense at 3, melee defense at 8, armor value at 5, and a morale ranking of 5 makes them pretty decent tier 1 light skirmishers. Moving on up though, we have Mercenary Cretan Uzonoi, however you say that. These are definitely going to be worth the upgrade, especially considering that they're only 11 talents more. And what you're going to get is you're going to get a huge increase in ranged offense. You're going to get good charge value. You almost triple, or close to triple, your melee offense. Your melee defense skyrockets to 12 from 8. And then your morale also almost doubles. Definitely worth upgrading to them. And then it's actually, to me, getting these foreign Uzonoi are not going to be worth your time. Most of their stats are less than these mercenary Cretans. Moving down to melee cav, we have Megalopolitan picked cav who cap out at 4 per army. Charge value of 7, melee offense of 7, melee defense of 9, armor value at 10, and a morale of 10 make them pretty decent tier 2 melee cav. Moving on up though, Argive picked cav are essentially the same thing as Megalopolitans. They have a higher charge value and a much higher morale. And then last but not least, we have Akaian picked cav. Now these guys are only going to see an increase in melee defense at the expense of 2 points of armor value. Last but not least, we have our skirmisher cav. We have Mercenary Tarantine cav. We've seen these guys before. Ranged offense is fairly high. Melee offense at 6 and melee defense at 10 make them pretty good skirmisher units should they ever get caught in combat. Foreign Tarantine cav are actually not going to be as good to me at all. I really don't consider them worth it, to be honest. And then the same thing for the foreign Tarantine cav of the late period. It seems like the early period are definitely going to be your best bet. And then of course we have our cav. So a very wide roster, a lot of foreign units, a lot of mercenary units, and a lot of area of recruitment units in here. Very few belonging to the Akaians themselves, but they were a league, which means they're kind of a conglomeration of city-states, so it kind of makes sense that they're just going to pull from everyone they can. So guys, as you know, I will see you on the battlefield, and we'll find a player that is worthy of trying to defeat us. See you there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into this battle because I'm very excited to show these guys off. The Akaian League has what I believe is probably some of the most well-designed and just gorgeous-looking troops. Just the factions overviews, I'm loving them, and I love how these guys look. So let's go ahead and get right down into it, as I said, and then we'll get straight into the battle. We have 3 units of Akaian-picked Peltasts. And as per usual, whoa, this dude is needs to get in line. Woo. But regardless, these guys do look really, really good. As many of you know, and some of you have commented, I really enjoy how pikemen are. It just looks really, really cool. Like those kinds of screenshots. Like you can't get really cool looking screenshots like that. You just can't. Oh my word. So yeah, I really enjoy how the pikemen look, and I really like how they work in battle. They're very solid units, especially in this mod, and I really enjoy using them. Now, over here on our left flank, we have Akaian-picked Thoriophori, and again, look at, I just really have enjoyed the uniforms, because I was actually talking to Patilius about it the other day. It's like the perfect blend of simplicity and yet just really solid, just unit design, I guess. They just look really good. The variations in color, the types of armor, I mean, even this little standard, like just all of it, it just looks really good. So these are our pikemen, of course, or our spear infantry, excuse me. And we got 3 of those over here on our left flank. Over here on our right flank, we have 3 units of foreign Thoriokitai of the late period, and these guys look pretty sweet. While their armor isn't multicolored and really cool like that, I do like the consistency in the shield design. Sometimes it's not a bad thing. When it's a present throughout every single unit and every single faction, it gets redundant. But when you see a unit that all has the same exact kind of armor and shields, it really, I think, turns it into a really good looking professional army rather than just something like they were being lazy. In front of both of our flanks, we have some mercenary Cretan Usanois. These guys are actually need to be set to skirmish while I'm thinking about it. So these are going to be our heavy skirmishers. They say light, but they do some pretty serious damage. And so they'll be good over there and then obviously over there. Behind our troops, we have 3 units of mercenary Rhodian slingers. Now these guys, they aren't going to be the absolute best at defense while they're getting hit in melee, but they will have that ranged offense that's really high, and they have a huge missile range. So that's the reason why I chose them over the archers. Because, I mean, look at that. Look how far that these guys get pummeled before they're going to reach my troops. It's very much going to be a good battle. And so then, over here, I've decided to try a different tactic. Usually I like to try and spread my cav out everywhere, but I think since I have my melee troops over on this side, and we are playing against Macedon, by the way, and they're going to be employing some spears and things of that nature, I think we could counter them very well by putting all of our cav on one side and pushing it, so we can secure that right flank, hold the middle with our pikes, and then hold the left with the spears and start hammering anviling from one side hardcore rather than kind of a balanced side. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, back to my cav. I have 3 units of Argived picked cavalry, and these guys do look really cool. I like how I like their shields, I like their armor, the variation in helmets. Looks like they even has a winged helmet right there. Pretty cool. And then behind them I have 2 units of mercenary Tarentine Cav. We've seen them before, and again, they are actually going to do pretty decent once they get rid of their ranged attack. Last but not least, we have our Akaian picked Cav for our general. So, that being said, we are playing Macedon. We're going to try and secure the hill as quickly as possible, and we're playing with just over 6,000 units. And again, this is just a 20v20. I've kind of liked the 20v20s because they've been chaotic lately, and so the fact that I can control it better in a 20v20 versus a 40 stack versus 40 stack makes it less buggy, less prone to the lag, while also really showing off the troops very well. So we're going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to again move all my troops up, and we'll get this battle started. I'm going to move my cav over here on this side. These picked Thoriophori, they look really sweet. And so do these pikemen. It's really cool to see pikemen. Like, I wonder if they actually did run in real life with those pikes, because that seems a little implausible, but it would be so badass looking to actually see a troop, a phalanx troop, at least marching in play, or marching up onto the battlefield, waving that big giant spear wall. I think that would be really, really cool. And if you guys know if that ever happened, that would be pretty legit to, if you had some evidence there to see that. That'd be really cool. So again, we're moving up. They're being really cautious, which they have every right to be. I mean, they do have 4 units of Agema. 5 units of Agema. It looks, nope, Macedonian Peltas, okay. Because I think Agema are limited to 5 or 3 each, something like that. They're keeping their formation very nice. They've started implementing a little bit of AI reserve kind of deal, where they're gonna actually set traps. You saw that when I played. I can't remember what faction I was playing as, but they set traps for me, and I completely 100% fell for it. Okay, there we go. There we go. You're doing all right. Getting pelted a little bit. That works. We'll see if we can't win this cav engagement. We seem to be winning initially. Their general's going to run in here, which is not very smart of him, but I will take him out if need be. Oh, wow. They just plowed into... Oh, my. Look at them. They're going to straight up rout. They are going to rout. Look at that. That is insane. Let's get our general in here. We are going to take out their general. Sweet, they held. Awesome. Very well done, guys. Very well done, and then we've routed them with... What are those? Sacred Squadrons. Aha! Couldn't have laid that trap any better. They're not really trying, it seems, unless they're being very conservative. Oh, here we go. They're just going to run right into our mix, aren't they? They are taking our dudes out. Yeah, we're going to lay this trap pretty successfully. But look at that. They are playing conservatively. This is incredible. This is what I like, especially about this mod. Holy Lord, those Agema look really cool. Lay it down your last pike, dude. Runaway horse. This is what I like, though. I like seeing the AI actually think. Actually try and use its reserves, and actually just really do some good work and think for itself rather than, holy Lord, that's a lot of pike. Throw it! That just looks really, really cool. But yeah, it's good to see that they are employing some strategy into this game. Not that there wasn't before, but the AI had a pretty regular tendency to just throw itself at you, and then you were just kind of screwed. I mean, you just really kind of were. But now, to see that they're employing some sort of tactics actually in the battle really makes this mod stand out from the rest. We're going to go right there. We're throwing in our stuff. Again, getting really into this battle here. Get these pike versus pike. Come on, do something. There you go. Oh, you see him switch straight from a short sword to a pike? That was pretty cool. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and get back into the battle. It probably wouldn't be a wise idea to charge into them, but charging the Royal Peltas would be a great idea. We're going to use our war cry, and then we're going to bring our spears to come into here. And then we're actually going to completely surround these guys. We're going to charge, and then we're going to hit those guys in the back. Get those Peltas in there. Take out those dudes. This general is holding up very well. It's not going to hold up for long. Look at this cluster, though. does look gorgeous. These are the kind of shots that I like. Look at that. Yep, these guys are starting to rout. Very nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What you doing there, dude? You gonna take me out? No, sir. Let's move around back. Let's actually form this line up. Let's get back here. We're actually going to do a charge with our spears. We're going to move our pikemen up. I'm actually going to engage them. Move them up a little bit. Nope, 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 nope. Hold your line. Drop the pike. This is why I never do that. Oh, it looks like they routed one of our foreign Thracatai. Oh, no, not our general. What in the world is this? They just routed. That just happened. Go here. What is up? Oh, because they're allied Cretan archers. I didn't realize that. Deadly, dude. They are absolutely deadly. Hit those guys in the back. Let's move our pikemen up here to counter these guys coming up. You guys are going to come in tight. There we go. Can't withstand that onslaught, man. You just can't. Here we go. Take out those Cretan archers. We can catch up with those Paeonian cav. Holy Lord. Yeah, my general, I was like, I'll just use the scare tactic. Nope, can't do that because my general's gone. He's not dead, he's just gone. We're going to hit these guys in the back. We got to catch those Paeonian. There we go. Well, safe to say those guys are dead. These guys are going to have to turn around or else they're going to get hit in the back. Look at that. That's how you charge with pikemen. Oh, what's this? Oh, come on. Come on, dude. Lay down your pikes and hit them. That's all you have to do. Forget it then. Charge at them. Here we go. They have to turn themselves around. Engage those Macedonian Peltas men. And then actually, you know what? Get around to here. And then my other two slingers can get around to here and hit those guys, those Peltas in the back. And then that charge from behind surely will rout those pikemen. Get out. Get out again. Still have a unit of Peltas. I'm going to try and... Oh, here we go. Push them. Never mind. Push them. Circle around. Hammer and anvil. We're getting routed hardcore. Those foreign Thracatai are not holding the line as well as I thought they would. And, of course, we are getting hit hard because we lost our general. Sweet, but we can take these guys out. I'm actually going to hold this line. And we're going to set up some pretty epic charges over here. I'm going to hold up this unit of Agema. Our slingers are going to hold them up. Go over here. Those Agema, man, they are crazy. Okay, really need you guys to pay attention now. The fate of the entire battle kind of sort of rests on you. How about you just stop? Set up, guys. What's up? Don't rout, boys. Don't rout. Here we go. Those pikemen are done. Those pikemen are done. Hit those Agema in the back. And we are pelting these guys down. You don't want to engage in battle with them. We might have the upper hand on this if we could just get out of this engagement, whatever in the heck is going on over here. Peltast them. Actually, it would be slinger them. Here we go. Don't shift, don't shift. Good. Oh, there we go. That was a good charge. But we are charging against a Gema, so that means they aren't going to be very affected by it. So we're going to pull out. And then we're going to bring... We need to let these guys route and get out of there. But just look at that. That is just... Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, did he die? No, he didn't. Good. That just looks... That's a really, really cool looking screenshot. Let's get those guys over there. They're just going to hold the line. They kind of think they should probably, like, actually attack me. It doesn't look like they're gonna. Did my slingers route? Where are they? They're over here. Hit those guys, dude. Alright, let's pull out these... Our melee cav. Could we do anything from the side here? I think we could. It's a bloody long battle. Oh, there we go. That was a nice side charge. Man, their morale is still really high. Let's get out of there. Oh, they're getting smart. They're getting smart. They're wising up. Yep, just lost both my skirmishers to... I figured we would get out of there in time. Whoops. Those Agema, man, they are just devastating. What's their morale? Their morale is still at 13. But we got the time. Uh-oh, my unit cards are gone. There we go. Holy cow, man. These Agema don't route for anything. Our guys are very tired, though. Hopefully they will be able to manage. What are these? These are peltasts. Looks like it's down to pikeman v pikeman with some cav and some Rhodian slingers. Come on, just take them down, whittle them down. Still have a morale of 13, man. Yeah, they're just getting hammered. I think we can win this. Right here, it's not going so well for us, but I bet if we could slip a dude in, distract this guy. Why is he routing? He's not. Why? Why are you wavering? Casualties sustained. It's not enough to be doing anything. If I move him, he may actually route, though. Come on. Have a devastating charge. Do something. There we go. Oh, they're wavering. Yes. Yes, that's what we needed. Brilliant. Oh, that's good. That's fantastic. Awesome. That unit's wavering. That unit's wavering. Boom. That's the end of the battle. Holy crap, that was scary. Wow, awesome, guys. That was a really intense, close battle. So, the Akaian League are very good units. As you can tell, these Akaian picked peltasts really held the line. 227 kills, 250, 153. Our general, man, I should not have engaged him. I wasn't paying attention that they were allied Cretan archers, which are going to have a pretty good stat when being attacked in melee, and then actually the Paeonian Cav are really, really good as well. I kind of forgot about that. Was my bad, totally throwing my general into the mix too soon, and I paid for it. I almost lost the battle because of my mistake. But our Argive picked Cav did pretty good. Our slingers did a really good job of just demoralizing the troops and keeping them, because they get a speed. When you get hit by slingers, you're minus 10% speed, and that's really helpful in slowing down, especially slowing down pikemen. But they still did really good. I know that's a little misleading, but we still did a really good job there. So guys, I hope you liked the Akaian League. I know a lot of you have been asking for it, so go ahead and leave whatever faction you want me to do next. Does not mean I will get to them, but it also does not mean you don't need to take it personally. There's a lot of things that we got to do before next Friday. I will not get to all of the factions before the campaign begins. I will try my best to continue doing faction overviews once the campaign begins, and we'll see about that. Alright guys, well, the Akaian League, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Havoc, and I am out of here. Peace!